It's always good practice to take a picture with your camera of the belt routing if you don't already have a belt routing picture on the vehicle. 15mm wrench or socket, pull clockwise, and then take the belt off. You just bring it right around all the pulleys. Right around the harmonic balancer. Just bring it right up. Take the coil out. We're going to take the coil wire off, disconnect it, set it aside, and take the coil connector off. It's push on the tab and pull down. Might need 2 hands. Get that wire right out of the way because it's right where the bolts are located. With a 10mm wrench, socket, ratchet wrench, whatever you can make work, because it's kind of a tight fit. You can just dismount the top bolt and then the bottom bolt. The bottom one, usually you have to go kind of a little bit underneath here. Angle it. There we go. So I took the top bolt out, and to get to the access to the bottom one, I'm going to tilt the coil until that loosens up enough. And then we might be able to just simply slide this coil. See if we can spin it completely out of the way. Now it's still going to be in the way. And if this plate comes off, which it does, I think I'm going to mount this different for the next person so it's not so hard. I noticed if you raise it up and go through the fender well, you can really get a good socket with extension and swivel on that nut. And that's a 15mm socket. Let's see if it'll come out. Yeah, we got it loose. Take the nut off, and once you get the nut off, you can just pull the tensioner right out. So to install the new tensioner, you see the notch right here? That's going to line up with that hole right above the mounting where the stud goes. So that'll hold it in place. We're just going to fish it through. I'm going to turn it till I feel that fall into that knot. Right there, like that. Then I'll put the nut on, start it. Now I'm holding it from the front. I'm going to bring that nut right down till it bottoms out. Make sure it's still in that notch so that that doesn't move. The tensioner doesn't move. And torque specs is 35 foot-pounds. Now we're going to remount the coil, and I'm going to do it a little different. Still going to have the electrode up so the coil wire will fit perfectly in the connector on the bottom, but I'm going to put this mounting bracket with the threads on the inside. So the next time someone has to do this job, it won't be such a headache. And they can put a nice fast ratchet wrench, ear ratchet, whatever they want, not have to try to dance around with it. All right, so make sure those mounting screws are nice and snug. Bring the wire back down. It was in there. Out of the way. Push it on until you hear the click. And then put your coil wire back on. Pretty much the same with this. Push it down until you feel the click. So to put the new Serp belt on, you go down to the harmonic balancer. The fan does have an open side to it. See, the blades aren't so tight right there. That way you can use that. See what you're doing a little bit easier. Down over the power steering, up around the AC. Make sure it's still lined up on that harmonic balancer. New tensioner, alternator, then the smooth idler pulley. So now we're going to get our 15mm wrench. Now you make it sure that it's lined up with all the pulleys, and then you're going to get your 15mm wrench or your Serp belt tool and go clockwise with that tensioner and slide the belt over the smooth part of the idler pulley. Get a little snug.